All right, so Evander Holyfield, you're fighting him. What's it like being in the ring with a guy that you saw since you were like young, real young, like, and he's in your face fighting you?
Man, unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. He's one of the guys I looked up to coming up through, Junior Olympics. He was in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming up through my amateur years, he was always at the finals of the U.S. Championships every year. I was in the finals 5 years in a row, and Evander was always there. So, and then to actually be in he was at the Olympics. He came to, when I fought in the Olympics, him and Pernell Whitaker came up to me, and I'm like, man, you got to be kidding. He was heavyweight champion of the world at that time. And to actually be in the ring with him, it was unbelievable. The whole build up to the fight. I mean, everything. So it was incredible, man. I lost the first round because I'm thinking, man, fighting holy. And then, got to get together. This is my time, to do it. So, I'll point you for 12 rounds, but, man, great experience.
Mm-hmm. Did you see what people meant when they said he used his head, though? Did he headbutt
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I ain't gonna badmouth him anybody. Yeah, a little bit. It's just, his tactic, the way he do things.
Mm-hmm. And how hard does he hit? Does he hit?
Man, I could tell you this much. Very unexpected, the kind of power he has. Very, very unexpected. I was like, man, he weighed 220.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, small heavyweight, he ain't that big. I weighed 214 with all, stuff on and stuff. But, I'm used to fighting bigger heavyweight. Man, I'm telling you, his first 3-4 rounds, he hit so hard. 3 months to recover from just pain injuries, bruises on the arm and stuff. And I'm like, man, he was punching so hard. Goodness. I can't believe he hit that hard. I never felt that from anybody else that size, at that time. So I'm like, man, dude hit hard. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of faded, as the fight went on. But, man, he does punch hard.
Wow.
Hard not expected.
Yeah, I remember he hit Tyson with this punch, and it made his ears do this thing. I never saw ears look like that before.
Yeah, hey, he can go.
Yeah, really, man. So how did it feel to finally have the IBF championship?
Oh man,
How'd that feel?
It was it was really, I think for me it was surreal. I was just thinking, and that moment hit again, the nightclub.
Yeah.
I thought about that. I mean, in the ring, I'm like, are you serious? I came from all this crap starting my career off to nobody wanting me, to getting a guy that owns a laminated business, had enough belief in me to just help me out with shows and trying to keep me busy to get to that point, to the highest level of the sport. I mean, amazing ride getting there. I mean, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable, really. That night, it still affects me, man.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Wow. It's an amazing. I wish I could feel what that felt like. I can't even imagine.
Yeah. It was. I mean, I can barely describe it. I thought honestly that nothing would top my Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Just the experience, but to actually win the heavyweight title like that, I was like, wow. I mean, it was off the chart. It was bigger than the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was heavyweight. Nobody expected me to be a heavyweight. Holding portion of the heavyweight championship. Mm-hmm. Me, the skinny, lanky Olympian.
Yeah.
Did it natural? I was a natural guy.
Mm.
I wasn't even going to all that side of it, but I was a natural guy.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, man, really, you got wins where you might even be like Hall of Fame worthy.
Hey, Man, that would be crazy. Man, I just figured out, hey, in my peak, in my prime, I try to challenge everybody. Nobody wanted to step up to the plate, so I didn't get the fights that I wanted in my peak. And I always said, coming up, they're gonna wait till I get old. Wait till I get old. Wait till I get old. And sure enough, man, to try to get the fights that I really wanted, because I always felt everybody need to fight everybody. You do it, and a lot of guys did, but then they avoided me. I'm like, come on, man. I mean, are you serious? I was in the magazine, on the cover of a boxing magazine. It was me, Andrew Galata, Michael Grant, and Kirk Johnson. And at that time, that day of that weigh-in, I weighed 206. And I'm thinking, okay, we got us four here, and we're all in our prime. I mean, this is like top heavyweight stuff. Let's match up. I'm the smallest guy. Let's match up. I didn't get a chance to fight not one of those guys. And not one of those guys won a title.
You fought Galata?
Yeah. I'm talking about at that time.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At that time. We're in our primes. I mean, we're in our peak right there. That's the best time to fight. You get older, there's something missing always.
I know that you get way more respect now from people than you did now that you're gone. It's always when people are gone they respect them more.
Yeah.
But believe me, man, you're getting respect now. I see it everywhere. I hear your name mentioned when talking about like heavyweights who might be able to give people problems. I hear it. I'm hearing rumblings, some Chris Byrd rumblings.
That sound, get a little something.
So,
hey, hold on one moment. Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
All right. Sorry about that. That was my wife.
Not a problem, man. You can't ignore their calls.
Yeah.
So, then after Holyfield, you defend your first defense was against Fred Kendo.
Oh, man.
Tell me about Fred. Fast Fred.
Look, the thing about Fred, when I won the title, I thought it was about me, you know what I'm saying? You forget that everybody else wants the title. Everybody else wants that belt. They're fighting for that same belt. And, man, I'm looking at Fred like, man, I'm going to smoke Fred. He can box, but, he's all right. But I'm C-Byrd. I'm going to do my thing in the ring. I'll box him. Matter of fact, in that fight, I wanted to slug. I wanted to go at him. Man, little did I know. And Montel Griffin told me that. He told me that, too. Because he knows Fred really well from Chicago. I sparred with him a few times. He said, don't underestimate him. Dude can fight. I'm like, yeah, right. You look at him on tape, it's one thing. You get in the ring with him, Fred's is awkward, and he hits hard. And that's one thing that is very underestimated about him. He got an awkward style, can box really good. He fight off his tiptoes. He looked like he can't fight, but my goodness, he counter punching me. He hurt me a few times. I'm like, man, this is how the fight was supposed to be, And then I was trying to prove to the crowd that I'm the new champ. I'm gonna take it to him. If you notice, if you watch the fight, I rarely boxed. I kept coming forward. I kept trying to press the action, and it was bad. And Fred's style and my style give people problems. Hey, we gave each other problems, and I got the decision there. It wasn't like a great fight for fans. For me, it was a hard fight. Fred can fight. I mean, I look at Fred's career, up until he got stopped by David Tua. He was beating David Tua more impressive than I beat him.
Yeah, Fred was good, man. No doubt about it.
He was beating he win every round. He got caught.
Yeah.
And up until that fight, he was knocking cats out. And I'm like, he was really hot for, one moment. So I take nothing away from Fred. That guy can fight. He's a cool guy, too. I know him pretty good. So, I tell you, it was a tough fight. I thank the Lord that I got the decision. And the thing about it, I don't worry about stuff like that. You move on. You move on. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember people saying he won the decision, did they? I mean, it wasn't.
Well, it was controversial in ways. Some people thought he won. Some people thought it was close. Some people said, "Man, Chris was like crap." You know, it was all of that mixed together. So I view it as this.
Mm-hmm.
I move on. I can't look back. You know, you can't worry about it. You just keep moving on. I don't care what people say. They ain't fighting them.
Yeah. You said it. you got to live with that, and if you can, heck with everybody.
I just do my thing, man.
Yeah.
Or tried, at least.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. And just try, man. And then you fought another big guy, Andrew Galata.
Yeah, that's
Madison
the one
Square
I was.
again.
That's all. That's one fight I wanted. It was hyped in the place, but John Ruiz fought President Kendall the fight before, and I can tell you this.
Everyone was sleeping.
They were booed. What did you say?
I said everybody was sleeping.
Yeah, they booed. I mean, they were booing like crazy, and you're right, everybody sleeping. So I told Don King, I'm gonna save you a show.
Okay.
When did I ever fight like that? I never fight. Man, I try to fight Galata. We went at it. I mean, it was, you do those kind of fights, and I was stupid. I started doing it afterwards. You do that kind of fight, it's fun. Because I really, didn't get hurt, but you get hit with a lot more shots than normal. And that stuff happens, man. You go at it, look, he's huge. Galata was huge. Big guy. So I'm like, and see, the thing about Galata, he's a big, talented guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I don't care how long he's been away from boxing or been where he, not been fighting on that level for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's still talented.
Yeah.
Great amateur, 88 Olympics, brown medalist, just good, solid guy. Just kind of crazy, but still can fight. Still talented. So it was another fight was tougher than I thought. Just on skill level alone, I forgot. Dude got skills too.
Mm-hmm.
And he big, smart, European. He know lefties. You know what I'm saying? It's not like an American trick you left-handed heavyweight. He know lefties.
Mm-hmm.
In and out. You know what I'm saying? So it was good. I think it was great at that time for the division and my career. I mean, it was good because we were going to do a rematch, and I was so excited to get some buzz after the President Kendall fight. I didn't care what kind of buzz it was, as long as it was buzz of talking about fighting, talking about defending the title, and something worthy of fighting. But certain things messed up the rematch that I won't even talk about. It put that it wasn't me. I have to tell you that much. I didn't want to talk about it. It was sad because I think it would have been something great. The rematch was.
Well, whose fault was it? I'm just funny. I'm not gonna play it. So how hard is Andrew Galata hit?
He punched, honestly, it was decent. I guess in the fight, I never really experienced, like, the major power I thought I was going to, get from him.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't feel it like that. I mean, I know he can punch. I'm sitting in front of his right hand, I'm looking at it, he's trying to drop it. I don't think he never hit me flush with it, so I never really felt like major power. He hit me with a lot of shots, but nothing like damaging.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I never really hurt, or I never really been in the fight was like, ooh, man, if that was on the chin, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that. I don't know if the adrenaline just took over or what. But
so what was he saying about what he thought of the decision? What did he say to you after that?
I didn't even talk to Andrew. I had no idea. Andrew, he's a different cup of tea sometimes, so.
Yeah.
Crazy. Talented guy, though. talented guy.
Yeah,
but,
very talented. Very talented guy, man. I remember, and I didn't know like what to think of him because you see him like bludgeoning Riddick Bowe, just like killing him. So it looked like he's a killer, but then he goes and gets beat up bad by Lennox Lewis. Then
like first round, I'm thinking that fight. Oh, they gonna go at it. Man, he gets just blown out. Just
yeah,
I don't know.
strange.
Unpredictable guy. Yeah.
Strange. I guess that's. I mean, boxing is mental. It's a mental game.
Man, it's so mental.
Yeah.
I mean, very.
Yes. Yes. You can't fight the same feeling one way as you can feel another way. It's like, and if you feel upset in any way, or things ain't going so good, you'll see it in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like that. I mean, now you talk about contract problems. You're going to see it another way again, which a lot of guys have. That's why they don't look good in fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it affects you mentally. And it affects everybody different, but it affects a lot of people the same also. It just wears you out, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it. And after Galata, you fought Jamil McClain.
Woo, big time. That's my boy.
Yeah.
We were cool. And, I sparred with him 2 weeks before I fought Galata.
Mm-hmm.
And we turned it out in New York. I mean, at Kingsway Gym. It was fun. Jamil he just big. Man, he's huge.
Yeah.
Jamil weighed in, and I know Jamil. I know everything about him. Jamil weighed in at 270. But he probably came into the fight. We weighed in on Thursday, probably 285.
Oh, Jesus.
Huge. I know him. He 15 pounds ain't nothing. He's just a big man. I mean, he's just a big guy. He walk around close to 300 all the time or more.
Yeah.
Just a big guy. And getting in the ring, it's funny because I know him pretty good. But he looked at me the first round. He was like, "Come on." And I'm like, "What?" Come on. And he was hitting like some of the hardest punching I've ever felt.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy power. I'm like, dang, this hurt. He wraps his own hand. Jamil do. He has a big double. His one hand is both of mine put together.
Yeah.
Now put it in a little glove. I felt nothing but hand. I mean, the first 3 rounds, when I got knocked down in the second round, I thought I fell on my face. I didn't know.
Wow.
Boom, I went down in the second. I'm like, and I got up, and after the fight, I went to my wife. She was like, "Hey, she got knocked down. Man, he just barely touched your knee and went down." And I said, "No, I fell on my face." She was like, "No, you didn't fall down like that." I had to go watch tape because he was hitting so hard. And then that night, I didn't want to go to sleep because I told her, "Hey, if I don't wake up, I'll see you in heaven." I mean, that was grueling. From a physical point, it was really grueling because I fought big fella over 12 rounds. I didn't stay outside and box. I just fought him. I was like, forget that. I'm going to have to wear him out because I sit back and let him rest. He'll beat me all day from the outside. So I was like, forget that. I got to make him work. So over 12, I slowly but surely started cutting him down. And he got a 12-round decision. But, man, that was hard. And you talking about a prime guy. He was in his prime.
Yeah.
That was...
See, there's not many guys I could talk to. I can't talk to, like, many guys who are little and knows what it's like to beat up such a big man. It's like, that's just cool, man. It's like, what's it feel like? You're beating this guy up who's like as big as a grizzly bear. This guy's big.
I'm telling, I mean, huge, but not beating up the guy, not asking how I felt during and after the fight. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, it took me weeks. Months to recover too. I mean, I would always have an after party in my room. You know, it wasn't an after party. It was like a get together, like family and friends, and just people I know. Then come up to my room and we, you know, celebrate, win or lose. Man, I didn't even come out for Andrew Galata and that fight. I barely came out and mingle with anybody. I was just too sore. And Evander, I was just I'm like, man, Evander, I was broke up. Those two grew a lot of my head. Like just head damage. So I was like, man, this is crazy. I know I'm getting older. You know, I was like 33, 34 when I fought those guys in grueling fights. So I know I'm getting older, and the wear and tear, I can tell, is slowing me down. Slowing me down a little bit more. Because with me, it's totally different than a big guy, because the wear and tear on, like, Jamil, for me, that was less than sparring. You know? So for me, it's like I've been through 3 fights.
Yeah.
Because of the weight difference. I mean, it's grueling, man.
Yeah, it's got to be crazy, man.
Especially when somebody wants the title and they hungry. And shoot, you fight a hungry guy that ready to do anything for the belt.
Yeah. Just jumping on you, leaning on you, laying on you.
Everything. They think these guys so slick, both of them. Galata and Jamil stepped on my foot. Hold me right there in place. I'm like, come on, ref, you don't see what he do? I mean, I acted like I'm reliving it again. Come on, man, he put my foot. You want me to...
You ever have night terrors?
Yeah, wake up. I'm always sound my sleep. My wife tells me.
Pleading your case to the right. In a semi-sleep. Man. So how's it feel going from like a Jamil McClain to a DeVero Williamson who...
Man. See, DeVero is closer than Jamil was to me in friendship. That's our boy. I mean, at my house, we spar together. And I don't like calling him a sparring partner, because I'm a sparring partner to him too. So he'll come in, we'll spar, we'll get each other ready for fights. We know each other. He know my kids really good. We know each other wives, everything. And then, literally, 4 weeks before we fought, I get the call to fight. Him and Reno on the undercard of James Toney. I'm heavyweight champion. How crazy is that? Because I'm going through certain stuff that I can't really talk about, but it's the business of boxing. I mean, I'm like, wow, I'm heavyweight champion, and I'm on an undercard on a show against a good friend of mine, which it happens because we're both heavyweights, but certain people know what he was doing to set all this up on 4 weeks' notice.
Wow.
4 weeks, I get the call. And, oh man, that fight right there, everything about it. Everything about it, from the pay to the fight itself, and then maneuvering, you know, DeVero there to do it on purpose. Everything about it was just some of the dirtiest you can get in boxing.
Wow.
I mean, oh my goodness, everything about it, even on DeVero's side, with the deals made, and then the purse bid, and it's for movie. Somebody watching a movie, they get so mad they want to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness. But factor all that in, and then I got to fight. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, are you serious? So, and then the stuff that happened afterwards, it's not even, I can't even talk about it. I mean, it was,
Still get you.
It was just bad stuff. It's just bad stuff. You know, that part of boxing. You know, it ruins fighters to the point where you don't want to fight. I mean, you're like, man, that's why you got so many boxers that they be their own promoters, especially later in their career. I'm like, I promote myself. I don't need no promoter because man, you go through so much stuff with people. Oh man.
Yeah. Still get
And another time where it's supposed to be the most exciting time of your life, it turns out to be, the most trying.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going through it. So it's, we were in a situation where we didn't want to fight each other. Not at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Not at that time, because it just wasn't right. And, my thing was, like, my wife was screaming, just get through the fight. Make sure you win enough rounds so you can, keep the victory. Keep the belt, but just get through the fight. Don't worry about nothing. Don't even try hard. Just eat these rounds out.
Mm-hmm. And did you?
Okay,
I'm sorry.
No. What were you about to say?
No, go ahead. No, I don't want to interrupt.
I'm saying eat the rounds out. Just win them, and don't try hard. Because don't try not hard as in, like I'm lackadaisical and just I can beat this guy. No, don't try hard where you gonna get knocked clean out. Because Vero hit harder than anybody ever fought.
Wow. So DeVero hits harder than Jamil McClain.
3 times hard.
Wow.
Not more grueling as far as either size and that power. And Jamil was hitting hard. Man, I've never felt nothing like that in a glove, and this is 16-ounce gloves. I would not let DeVero hit me clean with them little gloves. Gotta be kidding. That dude can crack, and when he touch of sleep. And first time I brought him in, I can tell you, man, why you gonna call yourself a touch of sleep? Man, he hit me so hard. I thought it was an amateur again. all kind of bells were red. Trains going by. I was like, dang, he was 4-1 as a pro. 4-1 with 4 knockouts. I brought him in. He had an extensive amateur career, but I brought him in because he, mimicked Mo Harris. I'm like, I told my lawyer told me to bring him in, and he said, he's kind of like Maurice Harris, almost same height. He'll probably give you good work. So I'm like, John, he's 4-1. That's my lawyer name. He only 4-1. He said, I'm telling you, he'll be good work. Man, he hit me with the first right hand, and I thought, knockout. I was like, wow, he gonna knock me out. He 4-1 as a pro. He got upset in one fight. He 4-1. I'm getting ready to fight for the number 2 spot in the IBF, and he gonna blow me out. And he gonna blow me out in my own training camp. and if you don't think he hit hard, ask Hassan Rockman how hard he hit.
Wow, yeah.
Rock can tell you.
Yeah.
And he rocked his world too.
You look at DeVero and he looks skinny,
He looks skinny. He look like he can't fight a lick, and he just looked just nasty. But I went to his fight. I went to 2 of his fights live, and all his amateur guys, a few of his amateur guys was there, and I was there, and we're all like this. Here it comes. We already know he's gonna he either gonna knock you out or get knocked out. and sure enough, majority of the time, if his right hand land first, he'll knock you out. Like when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, he dropped it, and everybody say, "No, it's kind of a little punch or slip." Vladimir lucky he didn't land it clean, because he would knock him spark out. That dude, I call it super. He got like super strength in that arm. Something that's just a blessing. Something is in that arm that, think about it, he started boxing when he was like 27 years old, 28.
Jeez.
And look what he accomplished just because he could punch so dang hard. Most guys start that late and going to be fighting for titles and people fearing them.
Yeah.
Man.
That is amazing. Huh?
And he just fought like in L.A., 5-6 months ago, this undefeated kid. And sure enough, I couldn't make it to the fight. Posted on Facebook. dude laying straight out in the like 7th round. Young cat. And DeVero older than me. DeVero got to be 44. But that power in that right hand, it land, go home.
Like the power of Thor.
Scary.
Yeah. Wow, man. I can't even imagine. Like a little.
No, it is scary for real.
Jeez. But you got the decision. So how's your friendship?
Yeah.
How'd your friendship get back? Did your friendship go back to the way it was? Or?
Nah, it's still, we still talk. We talk, but it didn't. You know, it was just weird, man. The whole time we both admit that this was a weird. It was a weird. Just the whole thing, how it came about, how quick it was, how much we got paid, we got raked over the coals, and just being in the ring. Like being in the ring with Jamil, that was straight competition. You know, Jamil won the title, hungry for the title, and we just going at it. It was like a great sparring session between two good friends. With DeVero, it was just the whole atmosphere around it was just, just strange. It wasn't that like competitive type, where two. Because if you with your boy and we spar, we go at it. I go at it with my friends. I mean, we teach each other. We go at it to see who the best. That's me and Jamil, but me and DeVero, it wasn't like that. It was just because he didn't fight. I didn't fight up to, how I should fight, but at the same time, he didn't either. Mm-hmm. And he admitted it. He was like, it was just strange, man. So, but I kept my belt. It was good, and you just move on.
Mm. Do you wish you didn't do it in retrospect? Or,
Oh yeah. Mm. I mean, if I had a choice in the matter, I'm like, nah, I'm not fighting. I'll bypass that. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I wouldn't have fought.
Yeah. What's done is done, right?
I mean, it's done. It happened.
Yeah, I don't know how it is. It's not like any other sport. You can't play against them.
No, you can't do that. Ain't no time to take off. Shoot, get knocked straight out.
Yeah. So right after that fight, that's when the friendship changed?
Yeah, I mean, it changed. It changed a little bit. We don't talk as much. Mm-hmm. And, I still love him like a brother. I mean, we stayed together, and I didn't know him. I knew him from just a pro training camp from my lawyer, getting ready for Mo Harris, and we connected. And with a lot of guys I connect with, in training camp, I treat everybody like I would love to be treated. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I ain't treat nobody. They stayed at my house. I used to have a guest house, and they drive my cars, and I give them money to eat. I mean, we were a family. And like with DeVero, he was closer, because he would pour into my kids, especially my son, because DeVero used to play basketball. So, give him little pointers, talk about basketball, play video games, that stuff. So it was a little different. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it changed a little bit. I still love him like a brother, though.
Mm. Yeah. And then after that, you fought Vladimir Klitschko, rematch.
Oh yeah, I wanted that so bad.
Yeah, you went back to Germany again. Why didn't you have him come here?
What's that?
Why didn't you have him come here this time?
Nah.
You're the champ this time.
Yeah, but hey, when they offer the kind of money, and I didn't have no promoter at the time. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Okay. I didn't do nothing. So I it was. I got a call from my lawyer, and it said, Klitschko want to fight you. And I'm thinking, this is going to be huge. The rematch is going to be huge. And I thought it was with Vitali, because he was champion at the time. Mm-hmm. And if you notice, Vitali never wanted to fight again. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what am I missing? Why would he want to avenge one loss he had? He wanted to do it with Lennox Lewis. He never wanted to do it. So I'm thinking it was Vitali. And they said Vladimir. Vladimir was rated number 7. Mm-hmm. He wasn't a mandatory. I didn't have to fight him. I didn't have to do nothing. I was like, at first I was like, that don't interest me. I mean, I have nothing to gain. I want to fight Vitaly. And my lawyer said, Vitaly don't want to fight you, but Vladimir do. And I'm thinking, oh, man. And then they offer. I was like, wait. They offer pretty good money. I was like, man, rematch. I don't turn down fights. I mean, that could be. I could get revenge, and then I could say I beat both brothers. I beat both of them. Let's do it. So I was like, let's do it. And I had, honestly, probably the best camp I've ever had in my life. Best sparring. I mean, everything was clicking. Everybody coming to my work. You could ask Shane Mosley. He came to my one-day training, and he was like, "Man, you gonna kill that boy. You so on point right now. Oh my goodness!" But I had revenge in my mind, and thinking I'm like Samuel Peter. You know, that's what I was thinking. You know, Samuel knocked him down 3 times. I could do it. But when you look at the knockdowns of Vladimir with Samuel, they wasn't like, they were more like fear knockdowns. He never hit them like anywhere clean. He just fall and they count and they count. And I'm thinking he never was hurt. And Samuel 250. Yeah. 2 weeks before I fought Vladimir Klitschko, I weighed 197. I was so distraught because I couldn't keep my weight up because I trained so hard. Everything was just melting off me. I mean, it was crazy. I was like, dang. So when I got to Germany, I said, I can't. The public workouts, that's all I did. I can't do. I got to put weight on. So just stop. I just stop everything, and I go through just through the motions enough not to sweat too much because I was losing too much weight. And then, you know, got to the fight. If you watch the fight, it's on YouTube. I ran down the catwalk. When we got to the middle of the ring, I stared at him in his eyes. I never stared at anybody. I always looked down. I wanted this fight. I was going to go at him. And then I went at him in the first round. I just went at him. I kept pursuing him. And then I was so stupid in the fight, I'm telling him to hit me. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, cool. I was like, hey, I keep doing it. I mean, it was so bad. After the fight, Vladimir and Vitaly came in my locker room. And came up to my wife and said, what was he doing? I mean, what are you doing? Talked to Emmanuel Stewart. After the fight, he was like, son, what was you thinking? I mean, this is the fight that we wanted. This is the fight that we wanted you to fight. Something stupid like that. He said, we watch every tape of you. You're the most elusive, tricky. We had to bring in all these different guys to try to mimic you. Then you get in the ring and fight like you did. What were you doing? I was like, I know. I was like, I blew it. I'm the one guy that never blows it when it comes to stuff like that. I'm always cool on the fire. When it comes to a fight, I'm just going to do my thing. And that fight, I just blew it. And he just better. And that's all I can say. He was better than me. I mean,
that sucks.
I wish I could get it back. I wish I could get that type of stuff back, but you can't, man. Time go by so fast. You never get back to, you know, what you had. And I took a lot of punishment in the fight, like through my championship year, especially with from Galata and Jamil. Man, it took a lot out of me. You don't think it takes a lot out of you till you keep boxing, but man, that took years off my career.
Wow.
The bigger guys and just, I'm like, man, I'm looking back at that stuff. I'm like, wow, that really recovered.
Yeah, I can imagine. Man. They look like grizzly bears, really. They're huge. They're massive.
Yeah, big guys, man.
And the Klitschko's and those laser right hands from Devera Williamson, Evander Holyfield, David Tua. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, Ike. You know, you coming up, and I had grueling fights just with bigger guys coming up. You know, it takes a lot out of you.
It's gotta.
But, you know, What's that?
It's got to. It's got to take a lot of.
Yeah.
It's just not
but,
normal.
But I was blessed to get to in the mix like that. It was a fun ride. I can't complain.
Yeah, everyone wished they could feel something that way.
Yeah, it was a fun ride.
When you're training for, let's say, your next fight with Paul Marinaccio, right? Now, how does your body feel training? Do you feel like the same Chris Byrd at that time, or do you feel like you're losing something?
Okay, the thing is, I thought the same Chris Byrd. I'm 36 years old. I think when I fought Paul 36 still. My mind is, Chris Byrd. And sparring, I get away with a lot of stuff because I can still slip. I still got upper body movement, but I'm standing still. I'm not moving as I used to do. As I used to. And, my punching, I can still pull the trigger a little bit because my hand, but it's not the same. And even my dad, he was like, you still doing your thing. I'm still, proud of you. You still working. But this is kind of, you slowing down a little bit. And then my wife is really, brutally honest. Because she loved me that much. She didn't want to see me get hurt. And when I fought Paul Marinaccio, she's like, that wasn't a great performance. I mean, you didn't look that good. And, I justify it. He's left-handed. He's tall. And he can box a little bit in style. And, when looking at it, honestly, I look at the tape. I looked okay. It should have been much easier. But, not taking so much away from Paul Marinaccio. But, being on such a high level and come back fighting Paul, I should have, looked a little better. But, all of us fighters will say it. It's just a fight. It's just that fight. I ain't losing nothing. I'm good. And then I go into the fight with, Povetkin, the next one.
Mm-hmm.
A young cat, and I felt great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I felt, good boxing first couple rounds. And with two fights, and this is off the record, I only tell, certain people, two fights, Ike, I cracked my rib. I had separated rib going to Ike fight. I had a separated rib going into Povetkin fight. And I took both of them. But I don't use them as excuses because, I couldn't get a steroid shot. I mean, I couldn't get a shot because there's a steroid in it. It didn't hit me to the body. So I can't use that as an excuse. I mean, I was in pain going into both fights, but it didn't hit me to the body. With Ike, I got hit, clipped in the chin. With Povetkin, my father stopped it. And the Klitschko's were like, they watched the fight in Germany. They're like, why your father stop it? My father knew what he was doing. He was like, it's like Shane Mosley fighting the other night. He loved me enough to stop the fight. And I started getting, it started getting rough for me in like the 10th, 11th round. And he was like, that's good. You ain't going to win the fight anyway. So I just stopped it. So, for me, my excuse was my separated rib, to my wife, not to the public. I let Povetkin get his win. And, I mean, that's off the record as far as my separation of ribs. But, I still justified I could do my thing. So I'm going to do the incredible. I'm going to go down to light heavyweight.
Yeah,
because I walk around small anyway.
Well, why not cruiserweight first?
Because I wanted to show everybody I'm not even a cruiserweight. I'm a light heavyweight, and I'm fat. I mean, I got fat. Right now, I walk around anywhere from 187 to 192.
Wow. Yeah.
And I didn't even work out today. And I work out. I work out, play a lot of basketball and stuff. And that's me. I mean, I'm just a smaller guy. So I wanted to prove that I can go from heavyweight to light heavyweight and win a title here, win a title here. I'm not, and all you big guys, y'all talk trash, or the media talk trash about me. I'm not a heavyweight. I'm a little guy fighting in the big guys' world. I lost the weight. I lost the weight too fast.
Why did you come in a pound even less than you needed to?
Look. I was not only coming a pound less than I needed to. I was that weight at the Bernard Hopkins Joe Calzaghe fight 5 weeks before that. I was 174 that day. I became really obsessive. I mean, I forgot how I felt to lose weight. I was running up to 13 miles, 12. I would run 11, 12, 13 miles. My average was 7 miles. And I could see, and I didn't have my parents around. Nobody trained me for the fight. I trained myself. And then I brought my brother in the last week, and then I brought my friend Paul Vaden, who's a close friend, my best friend in boxing, former champion. And he said, dude, I'm sorry. After the fight, he said, I'm sorry. I should have told you. You look like crap. Everything you did was, that ain't you. You ain't got nothing. But, I thought you know what you was doing. I ain't want to interrupt. And you see it now. And sure enough, because my thought was, I'm challenging all the guys that light heavy and around that weight class. I can do this. I'm 37, 38 years old at that time too, so losing all that weight. So it was a dumb thing on my part. I mean, really dumb. I take nothing away from Sean George. He did what he had to do. Whoop my butt. He did what he had to do. I wish he would have capitalized off of it and got himself in the mix, but it didn't happen for him. So, it was just stupid. I didn't have it. I knew I didn't have it when I was in my own dressing room before the fight. I was shot. I mean, I was just sitting there. I didn't warm up for the fight. I didn't have no energy. I sat there. I told my father and everybody in the locker room, and if anybody was in Vegas that boxing guys who's in my locker room, they all see me. They're like, dude, you just sit there. I sat there until they said it's time to walk. I had no energy to hit the mitts. I just told my father, no, I'm all right. I'm good. Just want to fight. So, it was a terrible way to go out. On American soil, on American TV, it was bad. But I did get to go out and fight my last fight in Germany, and go out like that, Have my last fight, there. They really, really respect me in Germany. I mean, I get big crowds. I mean, it was cool. It was like Klitschko undercard, but crowd just, is crazy. So it was cool. Doing that. Cool. I wish it would have, worked out better at light heavyweight, but Lord had it different for me.
Maybe if you did stop at cruiserweight, win a title slowly.
Oh yeah. Now, looking at it, yeah, I should have did it. I tried to fight at cruiserweight at 190 when I was heavyweight champion. It's crazy. The cruiserweight champion can challenge the heavyweight champion, but you can't challenge down. Like, how stupid is that?
Wow, that is stupid.
Because I wanted to fight Mormac. Because his name kept coming up. I was like, well, let me fight Mormac at cruiserweight. We'll fight for the cruiserweight title. And then the rules say you can't. I'm like, how stupid is that? But he can fight up, but I can't fight down.
That is really stupid. That's a stupid rule.
And it was at 190 at that time.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't 200.
That's a very stupid rule.
Yeah, it's dumb. But,
so
it's over now.
What made you decide that was going to be the end instead of trying something new or different?
Well, what made me be the end as far as my last fight?
Yeah, that was going to be your last fight. When did you realize that was going to be your last fight?
Well, really what happened, I got nerve damage in my foot. I have burning in my foot right now today. I have. It happened after I came back from Germany, but I think it happened a lot. It's just accumulation, probably of just having damage done in the sport. I have burning in my leg and foot. I mean, bad, excruciating.
Oh my God.
And I had that for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, and I still thought about boxing,
Mm-hmm.
but nobody wanted to promote me. Nobody wanted to put me on their show. Nobody wanted to do anything with me.
Yeah. That's probably
So, because, like my lawyer said, they love you too much. They don't want to see you get hurt. And, you know, my wife been praying for me to stop also. Because, you know, you got that boxing. With boxing, man, you always feel like I can have that one more fight. I know I still got it. I go to the gym, I hit the bag, or I spar with somebody, even with a burning foot. They're like, dude, when you fighting again? And so that got me buzzing. Or somebody will contact me somewhere and say, hey, you know, such and such want to fight you. And I'm like, oh, let me think about it. But, you know, then I was like, nah, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's over. It was hard to come to terms with, you know, especially when you still think you still got it or got something.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, everybody wanted me to fight at heavyweight. If anybody contacted me to fight at heavyweight, a lot of times my training camps was worse than the fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and that's what's hard, going through a training camp. Can I make it through a training camp? You know, getting beat up and the wear and tear and the training, because I train really hard. And, you know, I'm like, okay, it's time to slowly walk away. And the Lord telling me, walk away. I have you speaking. So I speak now. I'm a motivational speaker. I speak in churches. I speak, you know, everywhere. So it's been pretty good.
That's good. Yeah. And you're a good talker too, man. That's the thing for you to
What's
do.
that?
You're a great talker.
What's that?
I said you're a great talker.
Yeah. I try to talk a little bit. Yeah, so it's, you know, I like right now, you know, in churches, I talk about, you know, what the Lord did for me. I used to be probably kind of, I never smoke or drink, but guys know me from amateur. I used to be a guy that, I hit out of clubs all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I was a club guy. And the Lord just changed my whole way of thinking. And then on the motivational, like sports teams or corporations, you know, the motto is, how bad do you want it? You know, trying to get these kids to another level, or people in life, be a motivational coach for them. So it's fun, man.